Welcome to Stitchy AF. My name's Fiona and this is Flosstube number 5. It is the 5th of January 2023 and I am here to do a wrap up of December. I did do a wrap up post on my Instagram, which is just stitchy_AF, with a few stats for 2022. 2022 was the first year that I recorded counted any of my stitches, recorded things, did stats. So it's the first time I've ever really been able to look at it. And I was actually quite surprised considering I had a dip in the middle of the year around August where I kind of lost my stitchy bug altogether and didn't do anything. So in total, the total amount of days that I stitched last year were 245, and the total amount of stitches I was able to do was 105,454, which I thought was pretty cool. I mean, I don't know how that compares to other years that I've been stitching, but you know, it's interesting to have, so I'm excited to do it again this year so that I can have a comparison at the end of the year, see how I went. I did the no new starts in 2022, so I started the year with 31 projects, and I had 12 finishes for the whole of 2022. And where was I going with this? In December, when the no new starts ended, I did start 3 projects. So all in all, like moving into 2023, I currently have 22 WIPs. I'm just trying to think if I started anything new, but no, because the new starts I did start so far in January I finished, which has been awesome. And I did do WIPGO last year in 2022, so I have a few of those to show because I got a bit behind when I just got a bit behind, lost a bit of momentum. So in December I pushed through and finished all of my WIPGO calls for 2022. So I ended the year with, I did 2 boards, and this year I've also done 2 boards. But I finished 2022 with 2 full blackouts on my WIPGO boards. So I'm really, really proud of myself for pushing through and getting that done. And yeah, here's to hoping I can do it in 2023 because I've given myself 2 boards again. I did set it up a little bit differently for 2023 because I didn't have quite as many projects going into this year, but I have a lot of projects that I've bought that I wasn't able to start last year. I'm not going to be doing the no new starts again because I've started a few things in December and January and I really like the feeling of new starts, and I think last year was enough for me. I can say I've done it for 1 year, but that's it. I'll have new starts. Oh, yes? Yes, please.
And then can I continue playing with the computer?
Fine. Probably needs the charger.
It doesn't.
Okay. Can you close my door because I'm filming a Flosstube?
Wait, what?
What?
You're doing a Flosstube?
Yeah, can you close my door?
Oh.
Hi, Ben.
Hi.
Alright, go away. Go have your shower. Ben and Josh have not done stitching, so that's why they're not included in this video. Got nothing. Where was I now that he's come in and taken me out of my thoughts? So yes, I have a lot of patterns sitting in my PDF file. I've got a folder full of paper patterns from before I started using Pattern Keeper and Markup XP. So I want to get through some of that stash because I keep getting more patterns. So eventually that's got to even out a bit. So I've set up some of the decision wheels, and the decision wheels I've set up, I've done it within like 3 different categories. So I have my smalls and my mediums are all in one wheel. My BAPs and my large projects are in one wheel, and then I have a witchy stitches. Or my smalls and my mediums must have their own wheels. So I've got a smalls wheel, a mediums wheel, a large and a BAPs wheel, and then I have a witchy stitcher wheel because I have a lot of her patterns. I am on her Patreon, so I get the free pattern every month. They're amazing, and that is also another reason why I will not do no new starts, because I need to stitch these. So yeah, that's a bit of a overview of what's been happening, what will happen in 2023. What I'm going to show today is the whips I worked on in December. I've got a few little piles around. The whips I worked on in December. I've got finishes. I've got haul, only a little bit because I don't do too much haul. And then I'm not sure, and feel free to comment and just let me know. But I was going to just overview what the WIPGO calls were for the next month, so that you know what I'll be working on in the next month. Obviously, I always work on Gamer from Gecko Rouge. This I normally try to have as my Sunday pattern, because Sunday I'm always kind of at home. We've got the kids, we're doing stuff, so I can put a bit more time into her, and I'm really hoping to make a fair bit of progress on her this year. And she's in a little bag that I made myself, so the stitching around it is terrible. She's just over here because she was in my pile of projects to work on for January. Okay, let's stop rambling and get into the stitching. So for December, like I mentioned, I did do like a WIPGO catch up so that I could get myself some blackouts on those WIPGO boards. So sorry, I'm just looking down at my notes. One of the WIPGO calls that I had to catch up on, it was actually a December call. So I had to put 1,000 stitches into it, and I wonder if that'll just, that's fine. And it is, home is where the cat hair sticks to everything, and it is a pattern from Stitches Lovers Shop on Etsy. We have 3 cats, so very relevant. The kids love it. So yeah, I think that the 1,000 stitches, I think all I had when I started it was cat hair, just cat hair. So everything else was added to it in December. So that was one of them. Put it over there now that I've shown you. The next one I worked on was the watercolor lion, and this is by Nikki Pattern. I tried to find this because I just wanted a cover photo to put on something. Must be my records, my project record. And I can't find this pattern in her Etsy shop anymore. when I bought it, I bought like 5 patterns. 3 of them came together and then I got 2 separately. And this was in the one that came in like a group of 3, but I can't find it on her Etsy shop as of like last week. But just watercolor lion. So that's what he'll look like. It's a lot of blues and greens, and now I've got to work out which way we're looking at him. And so that is, so this was also 1,000 stitches that I had on it. In 2022, I had my WIPGO goals as like stitches, the number of stitches. So I had different goals for each like size. Let me see, I'll just quickly flick to it and I can tell you. Or I can't tell you. Yeah, so for small patterns, the goal was 500. For medium, the goal was 1,000. For large, it was 1,500. And for BAPs, it was 2,500. So that was kind of how I worked my board out. I did it by stitch count and the size of the pattern. And all of these ones I had to catch up on were 1,000. Needed 1,000 stitches. Some of them I had worked on, so it wasn't quite that many that I needed to do. But the watercolor lion was definitely 1,000 that I had to do in December. And it was a December WIPGO call. The next one was watercolor giraffe. Now this was a November WIPGO call. This is also by Nikki Patton. This one is still on her Etsy. This was back when I was doing them. I bought them so long ago. It was back when I was doing everything on paper, but now I can't stand it. I can't. So that's where I am on that, which is quite a lot. Like with this and the watercolor lion, I really only had like 200 stitches in it. So it's pretty much everything you see there was done in December, other than 200 random stitches, which I think were more down here for this one. So that was a November WIPGO call, and I had started to do it in November, so I only really needed to catch up on 343 stitches in December. So that one was an easy one to, oh, I left that little card out. That was an easy one to catch up on. The next WIPGO one that I had to work on was also for 1,000, and this is Love Me. Oh no, it doesn't have a picture printed out. I can't show you a picture of it. This one was Love Me When I Least Deserve It by Stitch Rovia. And I've chosen to do this on black, and I'm really happy with myself. So like when I started, really happy with myself. Don't know how to go right way up. When I started, I just had like part of, I must have had all of Because. Yeah. So everything else other than Because was added on to, added on in December. So that was my WIPGO catch up for December. I've done that again. That was my WIPGO catch up for December. And I was really proud of myself for getting all of that done and sorted. One of the projects I started in December, and it's in this cute little Christmas bag from that I got out of the Sassy Devils December pouch. I've put in, sorry, distracted by Ben dancing in the background, is Santa's stamps. Centre Stamp Collection by the Black Needle Society. So this was part of the Nice List box. I did get all of the stamps done except for December 25th, and I obviously haven't done the top, but I popped it away because I got a bit over Christmas and stitching Christmas. So this is on a 16 count Ada from Fortnite Fabrics called Plush. All of my other patterns that were started at the end of December 2021 to get myself into 2022 was all like 14 or 18 count Ada, and anything that had a bit of colour to it other than black was pretty much just hand dyed by me. So it's not exciting fabric. The Black Needle Society, the Nice List box, has got me stitching on a few other different types of fabric that I've really enjoyed. So I think I want to go and have a bit of a look around and get myself some different types of fabrics, get myself out there working with other fabrics and seeing how I go with that. I've always been a bit scared about like linen and that type of thing, but we'll give it a go. Ben has decided to lay down here, so if you hear any clicking, it's because he is creating a game on the computer in the background. Alright, so that was my WIPGO wrap up, my Santa stamp collection, which I started on the 12th of December, and I got all of that done and caught up, and that's the point. I'll leave it until later in the year when I get back into stitching Christmas stuff. This next project that I started it on New Year's Eve. It is the Citrus Summer pattern. It's by It's So Emma, yeah. So it's by It's So Emma, and it came as part of the Stitch Quarterly subscription from the Fat Quarter Shop. Yep. I had a total mind blank then, and I thought, oh no, I've got that wrong. So I started that on, New Year's Eve. And so far I've just got that. So it's a bit hard to see, but there's like the white here that is around the cup. But that's going to be really fun. It's on this really cute fabric, which is Fabric Flare Curved Tile, and it's 14 count Ada. So, and it comes in this cute little bag, like they all do. It comes in that cute little bag. You get the floss pack with it. There's a needle minder that goes with it that is just like this little cup, but it's all the way over there and I don't have it, but it's super, super cute. And the fabric is really cute. I love it. So that was all of my December stitching. Sorry, I just need a drink break. So that was all my December stitching. Yeah. So I'll move on to, I'll do the couple of finishes I have had, and these ones are just from January. I showed you in my unboxing video, I showed the Sugar and Spice and Everything Nice pattern by Artist Designs that came from the Nice List box. That was my December finish. Yeah, and so these ones are January finishes. So there's this one. which is Lily and Herman Munster, and it is the Witchy Stitch pattern, and it was a freebie that she gave out for her 5th birthday. So this fabric, like I said, it's just 14 count Aida that I dyed myself, but it stitched up really quickly. I started it, oh, I have a little pink thread. I was like, what is in my bat wing? There we go. I started it at night, one night, and I had her completely done in that session, and then I finished him off the next day. So it didn't take long at all to stitch it. I've never finished anything on a hoop, but I just glued some felt to the back, and then I wrote that it was the 5th birthday stitch really messily now that I'm looking at that in the camera, on the back, just so I know what it was from. And that will go on my Witchy Stitcher wall that I have started. So I started that one on the 1st and I finished it on the 2nd. And then I had, and then moving to like my January WIPGO calls. So she called number 6 and number 10. And for me, that was, one of those calls was for me to stitch an ornament. So I chose the Witchy Stitches Mary Gothmas, and it came with 2 patterns, and I was like, all right, well, that's 2 ornaments. So first ornament is this little fella, which is this tree. So he's really cute. I put a variegated floss in there. What is the floss? It's DMC 106 potentially. So I stitched that up in a day. Just took me one little session of doing it because it was only, where's my stitch count? Yeah, it was only 270 stitches, so it didn't take long at all. And then the next day I decided to do the other little pattern that came in the Mary Gothmas pattern, and it's just these little creepy candy canes. I mean, they're not creepy, it's just got bats around it. But yeah, so these are both from the Witchy Stitcher. I'm fairly confident they came off her Patreon as well. But like I said, I've just been collecting patterns. So I'm starting everything. So he also only took a day. So I stitched him on yesterday, on the 4th of January. Just one little session because it was only like 340 stitches. So next thing to do is work out how exactly I'm going to make them into an ornament. So they're my finishes so far for December. For January, hopefully. I don't even know what month I'm in. Hopefully I can have a few more finishes, but 2 in the first 5 days of the year is pretty good. Right, so they're my finishes. Moving on, but still kind of in the same thing, I nearly skipped it, is my other WIPGO calls for January. So I've already started stitching on this WIPGO call. So this year I'm doing it by days. So for the ornament, my goal was to stitch it and finish it. And I have a few things on my WIPGO board like that. So I have like one of my boxes has in it finish your next, like the highest percentage that I have. So anything that's close to being finished, I just work on it. You know, anything with the lowest percentage, work on it. But the main goal is 7 days on the project that is called. So this one came up, and this is funny quote. So it's Stitches Lovers Shop. And so I have been stitching on it. I'm 4 days in, 3 days. So this is my 3rd day. So when I started, I just had a little bit of this flower here and the words when I picked it up the other day. And now obviously I've gone in and I've done most of that border on that side. Now I think I'm at about 50%. Last time I looked at it was like 49% done. So I've still got 4 days to work on this one. So it's coming along really quickly now that I'm on the border. So I'm hoping that I can get it as close to a finish as possible. And then if I still have some time in the month, finish it off. So still in the hoop, in the Q-snap, because I'm working on it at the moment. I just pulled it out of my Lowry stand to come over here. The next WIPGO call was Rainbow Succulent, which is from Llama Cross Stitch. Now, I started this and I've started to unpick it and it looks really bad. And then I got like this far into it last year, and then I realized somewhere in this green, which is where I kind of started, I was off, and I've thrown everything off and I don't know where I did it, how I did it. So I've just decided I'm just going to restart it. I can't do it. I do want to save this Ada, so I will I'll unpick that at some stage. I just couldn't be bothered. It is a full coverage, so I've decided I don't care what Ada this goes on to. And when I was just playing around dyeing, when we were first kind of learning, I got this really kind of crappy piece that came out of it. It's just 14 count. So yeah, it just kind of came out. I don't know what happened. But I just thought, well, this is a full coverage anyway. It's going to cover it. I might as well use this because I'm not going to throw it out. So that will be a restart that I'll have to do. And hopefully in 7 days I can make a bit of progress. So that'll be good. And the next one I have, the next call was for me to spin my large BAP wheel and pick a project out of it that way. And it chose the watercolor skull. And I have to always work out which way this is going. I think it is this. Did this have a picture on it? No. Thought I had a picture in there, but I don't. So this is what I've got on the watercolor skull. So that'll be 7 days on this one as well. So hopefully I'll finish it off. I think I'm in like the bottom quarter of where we're working. So yeah, those are my plans for January stitching. They're the WIPGO calls that I've got, and what I will work on. Moving on, the next thing I have is a little bit of haul. The first thing I wanted to show is I actually bought these in December, and I bought them for my stepdaughter. So she's 5 and she's just learning to cross stitch. She's actually just finished, it just had a bath today. She just finished her very first little cross stitch that I got her, which is this cute little ice cream. She only finished that on the weekend. But I saw these and I thought, oh, how cute is that? So it's just a little wooden ornament with the cross stitching, it comes with a little plastic needle, but it's so thick and you have to keep the string thick, so she couldn't pull it through the holes in the wood, so I just gave her like a tapestry needle that wasn't super sharp. So what it is inside the kit, so I got her a reindeer, so she's done the reindeer and it went on the tree, and then I also got this little Santa that she hasn't done yet, but it'll go on the tree when she's done it. So this is like what it comes like, and it's got all the little holes. It's got a little instruction booklet, but I just went off the front picture because the instructions aren't great. But it was like real cheap, and it was just from the supermarket, and yeah, in the Christmas thing it was on clearance, and it comes with the colors you need, so it kind of comes with everything. It was really quick, she had fun with it, so I'll get her to do this other one so it can go on the tree with her reindeer for next year. I only finished packing up the tree. The kids pulled all the ornaments off 2 days ago, and I've only just finished packing it up today, because we're going away for the weekend to see my dad for his birthday, and on our way home we're picking up our new puppy, and so I want the house clean before the puppy comes home. He's a big puppy, but we're very excited, cannot wait to get him. Like, Sunday can't come soon enough. He's 8 months old and we're getting him from a rescue, so yeah, I'm excited. Wait for a little puppy. Alright, the next bit of haul I have is I went on Ginger Stitch AU. I go there a fair bit actually to look at look at all the needle minders that I've liked, but I wanted another like Christmas type needle minder, and so I went on and looked, and he has this cute little, oh there he is, this cute little gingerbread man, so I got him, and then couldn't resist getting this little zombie fella who's really cute. That's the details of, oh, it's not going to focus, just wants to pick up the pins. Anyway, I'll link them below anyway. And he also had on there some some washi tape that is stitching related, so that's, oh yeah, a little bobbin, and it's got like the floss there. What is happening with my glare off? Oh look, that's better. There's a button and some scissors, and so I thought that would be cute for my stitchy journal. 2 rolls of it, because why not? So that's my little bit of haul. I don't have too much. Here I don't have a L&S per se. Where I am in Queensland, there's just nothing here in my town other than like just the generic craft store, Spotlight, Lynn Craft. But there are a couple of needlework shops in Brisbane, which is about an hour, 2 hours away from here, and I looked them up, and I went and I had a meet and greet with the foster carer for our puppy last week, but obviously being around New Year's Eve, all of the shops were still closed down there, and I was like, oh bugger. But when we go to pick him up, depending what time I get around there from being down visiting my family, I was thinking, hoping that I can get to one. If not, I'll have to do a day trip down there at some other stage, because I'm really excited to check out those LNSs and have a bit of a look around, see the fabric in real life and buy some. I've gone on their websites and I've picked some stuff out, but I'd really like to go in and have the experience of being inside a LNS, because I've never done that. So that is all I have today. I thank you for watching. Thanks for coming back if you have watched us before. If you're new, thank you for watching. We would really appreciate if you like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever you do. You can always see updates on my projects on my Instagram, which is StitchyAF, and follow us there. But other than that, I think we're done. So thank you. Enjoy stitching. Have a good month, and we'll be back at the end of January. Thank you. Bye.